GM mosquito we have to start, huh? GM mosquito has to start. GM mosquito trials have been started for, where it has started, the trial has started for, at the place Jalna, Maharashtra. Aedes aegypti, you know, it is responsible for dengue, chikungunya, Zika. These are all infections spread by this one. As far as this thing, Japanese encephalitis is concerned, that is Culex mosquito. Now here two things are there. Please listen, it's a bit conceptual. Here you will always be finding these four alphabets are ideal. Release of insects with dominant lethal genes. Which insects we are talking about? We are talking about only mosquitoes. So in this case, actually what they did, they took male mosquito, and in this mosquito, this gene was transferred. Now what will happen when this mosquito is going to mate? This gene will be transferred into the larvae, and this larva will die. Cutting it. So in that simple, the propagation of the mosquitoes is going to stop. Now one more thing here is criticism of this approach. One very big criticism of this GM mosquito trial, which is being carried out by Oxitec and GBIT, Ganga Bishan Bhikulal Investment Trust. That is the name of the trust. Is that this approach is self-limiting. Self-limiting means these mosquitoes, once they will die, then the process will stop there itself, isn't it? Because then there will be no one to pass on this gene to the next generation. So here the only one solution is that at regular intervals, these GM mosquitoes have to be released into the environment. So whenever these GM mosquitoes are going to mate with wild female mosquitoes, this is going to be the mechanism. Fine. Another challenge here is, on an average for every one person, you have to release somewhere 150 GM mosquitoes in the environment. That itself is a very big number if you want to prevent them from transferring this dengue, chikungunya and Zika virus. So people are saying, sir, why to go for this approach which is self-limiting, will not give the desired results. Instead, we can go for Wolbachia bacteria. Wolbachia is a bacteria. And this bacteria is, I hope things are making sense, huh? And this bacteria is found in the gut of the insects, arthropods, not insects only. Insect is one of the arthropods. But when this bacteria is in the gut of a mosquito, then this bacteria does not allow the growth of the viruses. Which virus? Dengue, chikungunya, Zika, and all that. So this bacteria hampers the replication of these viruses in the gut of the mosquitoes. So we are in talk with a university. The name of that university is Monash, because they have done work on this particular approach. Now listen here, two things are there. If an uninfected female mosquito mates with an infected male, and let me tell you one thing, whether it is dengue, chikungunya, Zika, malaria, they are all spread by the female variety of that, isn't it? So that same thing is applicable here also. So in this case, just listen here, it bit confusing. Uninfected female mating with an infected male, larva dies. Fine. That's it. Mosquito growth will be stopped. But what if situation reversed? Infected female mating with infected male, allow me, and uninfected male. In both the cases, larva survive. But this larva, when it will transform into a full-fledged mosquito, will be having this bacteria in the gut automatically. Why? One thing I was withholding. Wolbachia bacteria is always inherited maternally. So when they will be mating, what will happen? This Wolbachia will be transferred by the infected female into the next generation. So this mosquito will be alive, but it will not be carrying the viruses. Why it will not be carrying the viruses? Because this bacteria will not allow the replication of the viruses in the gut. So this is GM mosquito. Fine. Now let me continue further. There is one more. That is what we call this National Health Policy 2017. Yes, you know, 2.5% of the GDP will be spent on healthcare. That's amazing, wonderful if it achieves. Then 28 will be the mortality rate from 40. 70 will be life expectancy. That's amazing, wonderful. 2017 was the target year for the elimination of Kala Azar. Did you read that in the newspaper that we have eliminated Kala Azar? No, that has not been done. Then again 2018 is the target year for the elimination of leprosy. Okay. 2030 is the elimination year for HIV. For TB now it is 2025, earlier it was 2030. So these are some of the targets. But of this national health policy, the one thing is this national strategic plan for HIV AIDS. What is the duration? 2017 to 2024. The target here is 2030. Can you tell me two components of this plan? One is Sampark through WhatsApp, Facebook, okay, Telegram, and the other is 90-90-90. It is an initiative of units. Okay, now let me explain both. Allow me, please. Sampark, actually, it's an initiative under that plan. Under that, those people who are infected with HIV, they will be brought under ART. ART means antiretroviral treatment. And who has prescribed antiretroviral treatment? UNAIDS, WHO, Doctors Without Borders. किसी ने तो किया होगा. 3 जून को एग्जाम है, पता है? ART, WHO, possible area of trapping. UNAIDS 90-90-90. Okay. Now, how many drugs in ART? 5. Out of that, a combination of 3 is given, depending upon the infection stage. Now come to 90-90-90. 90-90-90-90 says, of the total infected, 90% of the people will be aware of their stage of infection. Means they will be diagnosed, testing will be performed. Now, of those who have been diagnosed, of that 90% will be brought under ART. So it will not be 90% of total, it will be 90% of 90%. So you can say of total 81% at the max. And of those who have been brought under ART, in at least 90% the infection will be suppressed. So that is 90. First diagnose, then treatment, then suppression. Obviously it is logic as well. Fine. So this is it. Now, National Strategic Plan for TB Control. I'm sure one question we are covering here. National Strategic Plan for TB Control, under which initiative it is? It is an initiative of RNTC, Revised National Tuberculosis Control Program. First phase was from 2012 to 2017. We are not going to discuss it. The only thing which you should remember, although I don't think they are going to ask it, that under this phase TB was made a notifiable disease. Second phase 2017 to 2025. Here WHO has adopted TB strategy and TB strategy. India is a signatory of that. Now, what is the emphasis on second phase? Listen here, listen here. The first target is that of the total incidences, the TB will be reduced, means the total incidences of TB will be brought down by 50%, means new cases reduced by half. And mortality rate by TB will be reduced by 75%. Then by 2030, the target is the incidences to be reduced by 90% and the mortality rate to be reduced by 95%. You will say, sir, zero nahi hota. Zero is not the thing here. Now listen here, this is the target: 50, 75, 90, 95. This is incidence, this is mortality rate. 2025, 2030. Now listen here, one more thing here. No, not one more, multiple things. Now here, in the second phase, at least one hospital in a district will be connected with or will be made available this thing, CB not. Whenever you will be reading these alphabet in your question paper on 3rd June, you just look for in the option, what? Dr. TB, drug resistant TB. CB naught, the full form is cartridge based nucleic acid amplification test. Basically, it is for detecting drug resistant TB. And because of CB naught, the reportage of drug resistant TB has gone up by 35%. It is not that the TB spread rate has gone up by 35%, means earlier the cases were not diagnosed, were not reported. Now the cases are being diagnosed and the cases are being reported. That is point number one. Second thing here is, we are making available Badaquilin. But how many people in India are getting Badaquilin? अखबार पढ़ना रोक दिया, 1 महीने पहले ही रोक दिया था. If you go by the news which was published in the prominent newspaper, which all of you have subscribed, but forgot to read, is only 81 people in the country, 81, are receiving Badaquilin. You will say, sir, why? Because it's not available. Why? Because it's patented. Now, obviously, don't go for the debate, sir, why government is not issuing compulsory license. Yes, that option is available, but I will close this discussion here itself because this is not PT oriented. That's the discretionary power of the government. As simple as this. Mains, we will discuss this if the need arises. So, Badaquilin. Another drug is Dalaminid. Dalaminid is also going to be used. One more thing here is, in 104 districts, what is there? Fixed dose combinations have been made available. Fixed dose combinations means all the drugs of TB are confined in 1 or 2 tablets and they are being given to the patients to increase the compliance rate. That is what this TB plan is. अब एक और सुन लो. That is ready to use therapeutic food. Ready to use therapeutic food like Mission Poshan, National Nutrition Mission. Okay, there is obviously this type of thing is being prescribed. Ready to use therapeutic food, actually it is comprised of carbohydrate, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals. Everything is there. And it is a paste, water soluble, isn't it? And per 100 gram, it gives around 520 to 550 kilocalories. It is given to the children of 6 months to 6 years. Okay. How it is started? Actually, it has not started now. No, with due respect to all of you who have studied. Actually, there was an initiative known as Scaling Up Nutrition. It's the name of the program. Scaling Up Nutrition. With the name itself, you can make out. And if you see Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra. Obviously, malnutrition is almost pan-India problem. We have to accept it. But on a pilot project, they decided to start this thing in Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, and Maharashtra, where it was being given to the kids. Which category? 6 months to 6 years. Okay. But previous government, so don't read anything else into it, objected against it in Jharkhand. The current one has objected against it in Maharashtra. Okay. But as on the other hand, in National Nutrition Mission, it is being given. So that's debate. Debate is not our right now. The requirement, the concept is ready to use therapeutic food. Now come to the next part. Now tidbits will start. Next big one is International Solar Alliance. One question definite. What will be the question? वो जो आपने नहीं पढ़ा है, वो मैं आपको बताऊंगा. I will tell you now. देखो, that's what I said. Always try to cover new things, really conceptual things, not the facts. See, International Solar Alliance is it is one of the, you can say, proponent was our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, in 2015 in Paris when the 20th COP was held. The other one was French President at that time, François Hollande, not the current one. François Hollande was there. International Solar Alliance has been promoted for sunshine countries which lies between the tropics, excellent, which receives around 300 days of sunlight. But is it possible for the countries beyond tropics as well to get the membership of International Solar Alliance? Yes, they can, but they will not have the voting rights, without voting rights. What is the mandate of International Solar Alliance? Now everybody will read, sir, $1,000 billion, 1 terawatt of solar power by 2030. This I will give in the question itself. Ab batao kya hai? Now listen here. Actually, that's what I'm saying. Please listen. That's what I'm saying is that, see, other mandate of International Solar Alliance includes working on the technologies. One of a very big, you can say, impediment in the, you can say, in the solar power is the storage capacities. You have to agree with me. You don't have lead acids or the alkalines or the capacitors for that. This is where it can work. And one more thing, don't see things only from the Indian perspective. There are more than 120 countries as well. And these countries are really struggling to have the enough number of skilled people who can deal with this. So another mandate of International Solar Alliance, including providing training to these people as well. One more mandate, listen here, which most of you will not include. And I request you, rather I plead you, please include that also. One more mandate for the International Solar Alliance is, like say for example, tomorrow, some entrepreneur wants to provide some services related to solar power in some country, maybe in the form of solar panel, maybe in the form of batteries, maybe anything XYZ. But that person or that organization is apprehensive. Will they be able to get their money refunded, means returned? Then in that case, International Solar Alliance will provide that assurance to the bank or the financial institution. Don't worry, sir. If that entrepreneur is not able to repay the loan, then we are going to pay you out. That's what the mandate of International Solar Alliance is. As all of you know, it is the first ever international body which is headquartered in India, that is Gurugram, Surya Bhavan. Total area is 5 acres. Don't ask her how much is the carpet area. Okay, that I don't know. That is Surya Bhavan in Gurugram. Now another thing here is, recently, which you might be knowing, this International Solar Alliance has signed host country agreement Host country agreement with whom? With Ministry of External Affairs. सवाल यहाँ से आएगा. Host country agreement. What does the mean host country? Host country agreement means now ISA is a legal personality. Lawyers we have in the class. Means it has juridical authority. Means it can sue the person, people can sue it as well. That is the significant part. So means it has the, you can say, the powers to frame the rules, to dispose the assets, to possess the assets as well. That is what the significant part is. And just one more. The first ever ISS summit, as you know, was held in March in New Delhi when Mr. President of, you can say, France President, what is his name? Emmanuel Macron, well known for his handshake with Donald Trump, isn't it? That he was here, the first ISA summit was held. Now just listen. Related to ISA, one more thing is there, reinvest. One-liner. Sometimes they ask a one-liner question, straightforward. So R for renewable, E for energy. Renewable energy investment. Very soon, not very soon, maybe today itself. Yes, today itself in Noida, this has started. Second reinvest. First one was held in 2015. Second, as I said, 19th. No, yesterday it has started. 2018, second reinvest. This was first. What is the purpose of first reinvest and second reinvest? Here, the CEOs of Fortune 500 companies were to be invited. Sir, please come up with your plan of investment in the renewable energy sector of the country. They said this much here, this much there, this much there. And while they are leaving, there is a Dan Peti also. Sir, you are going, sir, please put a check over there. That money we will be using. Listen, don't write it off. That money we will be using for contributing to ISA also. That is reinvest. Fine. This is International Solar Alliance. Just one more, then we will have a writing session. Now, let me see what is there in the list. Nobel Prizes. Nobel Prizes, physics, we had a long discussion. That is LIGO, Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory. Just a brief introduction to those people who were not there. 5 minutes it will take. मुझे मालूम है जिन्होंने पढ़ा है उनका भी क्या status है. So I know that. So it will help all of us. Please don't take it personally. So who has got the Nobel Prize? Barry C. Barish, Rainer Weiss, and Kip S. Thorne. That is there. How many LIGOs are there in the world? As of now, 2 in US. That is near Washington. That is Hanford. And Livingstone near Louisiana. Louisiana is one of the states. Then Germany. Then Japan. Then obviously it is going to be in India as well. That is which district? Hingoli district, Maharashtra. Fine. Who is collaborating for LIGO India? Department of Atomic Energy primarily, along with Department of Science Technology, along with National Science Foundation of US. They are doing it. Now at times, if I have to ask a question, I will ask about Indigo. Now Indigo is not only lab set up for gravitational waves in India. Indigo was a consortium of the scientists in our country, where they were meeting at regular intervals at different places and to put up or present the research papers related to this thing. But this is sentence number 1. Sentence number 2 related to Indigo is, Indigo was made a member of Gravitational Wave International Consortium in the year 2011. And because of that, only listen here, in 2012, when the previous 5-year plan and the last 5-year plan was there, this LIGO was identified as one of the mega projects. So it was going on for some time. Now, how does LIGO works? LIGO actually, as you know, all of us, it is an L-shaped structure, isn't it? Why it is kept as L-shaped? It is kept as L-shaped because the direction in which the gravitational wave is moving, in that direction, the Earth gets slightly elongated. And the direction perpendicular to that, it gets slightly compressed. So if it is moving in this direction, will get slightly elongated here. and if it is, and then in this direction it will be get slightly compressed. Then here, why the word laser? Because here four kilometer, huh? Laser was coming here. There was a beam splitter. Okay, AM1 mirror, AM2 mirror. When distance is same, speed is same, time is also going to be same. So this is T1, this is T2. In the absence of gravitational wave, T1 is equal to T2. No gravitational wave. This one will come back here and this one will also come back here. At the same time, they will undergo destructive interference. Destructive interference, you can understand, +5, -5, 0. And here, photodetector will not report anything. Nothing will be reported. But when there is a gravitational wave, please listen, some of you are not. This length, say for example, changes a bit, L plus delta L. Then it will become L minus delta L. Then in this case, distance is not same. So time is also not going to be same. No marks for guessing. T2 will be greater than T1 because this is covering less distance. This one is covering more distance. Now in this case, what will happen? This laser will be able to escape, and some activity was reported here. And when this laser struck that photodetector, some current was generated. And because of that current, there was chirp sound, CHIRP. That's why if you have seen good journals on gravitational waves, the headline most of the time, invariably it is chirp from the past or the ripple from the past. Okay, past means billions of years back, two black holes have collided into each other. This is a simple description of LIGO. Just remember, interference was the operating principle. Which interference? Destructive interference. What is the significance of gravitational wave discovery? The significance of gravitational wave discovery is that it will help us in unraveling the mysteries associated with black holes. That is the biggest thing expected out of it. No doubt that it is also going to contribute in our understanding of the quantum phenomenon and the quantum physics. Okay, quantum phenomenon and quantum physics is not the easiest of the things to understand. It is quite a complicated thing. So these are the two fundamental aspects of LIGO. I hope it's fine. Now this for this work, Barry C. Barish, Kip S. Thorne, and Reader as Weiss were given the Nobel Prize. But as might have told you, the basic work was done by some of our scientists, but in the absence of, you can say, governmental clearance, whatever it is, they were not able to materialize it into a product. And these people were able to do it and they got the Nobel Prize. But then that's fine. Then comes Nobel Prize in Medicine. Nobel Prize in Medicine, that I know you will say, sir, biological rhythm, circadian rhythm, etc., etc. The question will be, what is the practical implication of this understanding of the circadian rhythm or biological rhythm? It will help us, listen here, it will help us in understanding one thing known as jet lag. See, biological rhythm is like a pattern of sleep-wake schedule. But it doesn't like sleep-wake schedule is there, hunger, thirst. All these things are, obviously they do come under the category of what we call as biological rhythm or the sleep-wake schedule. So there were three people, Hall, Young, and then one more was there, Henderson. I think Henderson, or might be some other, I'm missing out the name, but I will be able to recall. They identified the genes. And these genes, as you know, every gene has a role in the formation of protein synthesis. If there is a gene, there is going to be some protein synthesis. So these genes eventually forms the proteins. And these proteins actually induces that particular change. And all of us develop a pattern, like some of you might be having a pattern, that waking up around almost the same time. And sleeping time is also fixed. Some of you have a pattern the moment they entered the class. Isn't it? ऐसा भी होता है. That is also a part of the schedule. सोना है, चलो क्लास चलते हैं. Isn't it? Okay, I hope it doesn't happen in Mumbai. आप लोगों के साथ तो नहीं होता ऐसा? Okay. So that it happens. So fine. So for this, actually it will help us in understanding jet lag. Jet lag, when you're traveling long distances, the biological cycle gets disturbed and all these things. And this is where actually one very practical advice for you people. Some of you might be having a very different schedule for your studies now. Like might be studying till 4 or 5 in the morning. Now 5, I will not call it night. And then sleeping till 1 o'clock in the day. If you are doing it, fine, but 15 days before the exam, you should come back to the human schedule. Human schedule is sleep around 11, wake up around 6. That is human. Otherwise, what will happen? And seriously, I'm telling you, seriously, it's a proven case study. I might also get a Nobel Prize. Is this? It's a proven case study. What will happen if you wake up at 6? By 9, you will be at the peak of your cerebral performance. And that's where your exam will be starting. Otherwise, yes, you will get up that day as well. Nobody sleeps. No, मैं भूल गया sir. ऐसा नहीं होता. But then what will happen? You will struggle while concentrating. And when we are having a concentration problem, we end up committing silly mistakes. Everybody commits silly mistakes, but those who commits less, they are the one who eventually turns out to be successful. So whatever schedule you are having today, no problem with that. But as I said, at least 15 days, you should come back. Initially, you will struggle. For 1 or 2 days, you will not be able to sleep. Stick to that. Punish yourself. Probably by 3rd day, you will be able to follow it. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. So this is the practical implication of the Nobel Prize in medicine to those 3 people. Now, Nobel Prize in chemistry, to whom it was given? For cryomicroscopy. It was Dubochet, it was Henderson, and it was Frank, Dubochet, and Henderson. Name is not important, they are not asked. Cryomicroscopy, listen here. Cryomicroscopy, actually, it is like they were observing certain changes at the molecular scale. In biochemistry like how enzymes are operating, how the certain chemicals are getting formed in the body, and how a particular change is taking place. And what happened? Cryo means temperature, extremely low temperature. And now by using cryomicroscopy, they were able to freeze that moment. It's like a statue. So that they can understand it better. It's like somebody observing CCTV footage for whatever purpose it is. The moment something of interest comes up over, they freeze it. Same thing, they were able to do it at the molecular level. And that's what we call as cryomicroscopy. Cryomicroscopy, what is the practical aspect? Now, just now we were talking about Zika, dengue, chikungunya. There are so many other such things are there where we don't have the solution. We don't know their weak points. So if we strike this virus here, the vaccine is going to be far better than obviously the previously tested vaccine. So by using cryomicroscopy, we are going to have better results of the molecular analysis of the viruses, like name I have already given to you, so that one day we might be able to work up some counter mechanisms or counter measures for addressing these infections. If this that is very generic, but obviously quite pertinent, quite relevant for your exam. Is this clear? Now listen, one more. Just. We have discussed weapon control regime. Yesterday it was done. Asteroids and all we have been doing. Okay. Yes. Then there is one more, this 5G, 2020 forum. 5G, I don't know, obviously it's in news like anything. AI and 5G, these are the two things quite in news along with blockchain. So 5G 2020 forum, as you know, the target is 10 GB. Where? Yesterday we discussed it? No. 10 GB in urban areas and 1 GB in rural areas by 2020. But that's this 5G 2020 forum. Actually, it has secretaries from 3 departments. Department of Science and Technology, Department of Telecom, and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. 3 secretaries plus corporate giants, means you can say public-private partnership is the nature. What is the mandate? Actually, the mandate of this 5G 2020 forum is one, that in the next 5 to 7 years, India should be able to capture 50% of its domestic market. Means if in a classroom, if we are 20, 30 people here, if today I do the survey, how many of you are having handsets manufactured by Indian companies? I will struggle to get the answer, isn't it? So 5 to 7 years down the line, if I'm addressing a batch over here, then if I ask, at least 50% of the people should say, sir, we are using a handset manufactured by an Indian company. That is the first target. And second target of this is India should be able to capture 10% of the global market. 10% of the global market, 50% of the domestic market, but obviously how 5G handsets and the chips we should be manufacturing. Now listen here. If you're talking about, it talks about IPR, generation of IPR. And if you're talking about generation of IPR, that means we are talking about innovation as well. So today as well, we have in handsets being manufactured. But 2 things, they are not capturing 50% of the market. And second thing, the innovation was not done in our country. You can take whatever is the name of that Indian manufacturer. I'll not go by that. Next thing here is, listen. Generation of IPR, 5G startup, design and manufacturing, 10 GB in urban areas, 1 GB in rural areas. These are the mandate of this 5GB 2020 forum. Next part. Other than it, first you take down, then we will have a right. Then we will discuss. I think yesterday we had Sophia was done. Now you write cloning of monkey. Cloning of monkey. China has cloned monkeys. This is the first time ever. This is first time ever that a primate. This is first time ever that a primate has been cloned. That means one step closer to the cloning of human beings. They used the method of somatic cell nuclear transfer. They used the method of somatic cell nuclear transfer. This I'm not going to make you write, refer to your notes. Next, Bollgard, Bollgard, Bollgard. Bollgard, under this name, sorry, don't write. This is the technique for BT cotton developed by, this is the technique for BT cotton developed by Monsanto by using the genes from which bacteria? BT, by using the genes from Bacillus thuringiensis, by using the genes from Bacillus thuringiensis, BT. In Bollgard 1, Bacillus thuringiensis, Thuringenensis. In Bollgard 1, only one gene was taken from the bacteria that is, what is the name of the gene? Cry1 AC. I am writing here in the box, Cry1 AC. In Bolgar2, two genes are taken from the same bacteria, Cry1 AC and Cry2 AB. Cry2 AB. Bolgar 3 is having Roundup ready flax Round up ready flax, FLEX. Round up ready flax. Because of this gene, it is having the character of herbicide tolerance. Because of this gene, it is having a character of herbicide tolerance against the chemical, glyphosate, GLYPHOSATE. In GM mustard, the chemical was glufosinate. Please be very clear. Glyphosate, comma, glyphosate, GLYPHOSATE, glyphosate. It has three genes. From the same bacteria, that is Cry1 AC, Cry2 AB and VIP3A. Cry2 AB and VIP3A. Full stop. In India, only Bolgar 1, please write this in block or underline it. In India, only Bolgar 1 and Bolgar 2 are allowed for the cultivation. Only Bolgar 1 and Bolgar 2 are allowed for cultivation. Full stop. 2. Bolgar 1 and 2 are allowed for cultivation. Are allowed for cultivation. Full stop. Monsanto has claimed that its varieties are having resistance against American bollworm, American worm, spotted worm, and pink bollworm. American worm, spotted worm, and pink bollworm. American bollworm has developed resistance against American bollworm has developed resistance against Bolgar 1, whereas pink bollworm has acquired resistance against pink bollworm. Has acquired resistance against Bolgar 2. Full stop. In Maharashtra and Telangana, Bolgar 2 is predominantly cultivated in Maharashtra and Telangana. Bolgar 2 is predominantly cultivated. If American bollworm develops, resistance against Bolgar 2, that will be disastrous. That will be disastrous. Monsanto has never claimed that its variety is having resistance against white fly pest, P-E-S-T, pest. This pest attacks the stem of, this pest means white fly. This pest attacks the stem of tender, T-E-N-D-E-R, tender cotton plants. Full stop. Next one. GM mosquitoes. In Jalna district of Maharashtra, Oxitec, O-X-I-T-E-C, Oxitec, and GBIT, Ganga Bishan, this is one word, B-I-S-H-A-N, Bishan, Bhikulal, B-H-I-K-U-L-A-L, Bhikulal, Investment Trust has started the trials on GM male Aedes aegypti, on GM male Aedes, A-E-D-I-S, Aedes aegypti, A-E-G-Y-P-T-I, Aedes aegypti, which is responsible for spreading dengue, chikungunya, Zika. Dengue, chikungunya, Zika. Last year's PT question. This trial has been named as release of insects. The trial has been named as the release of insects with dominant lethal genes. Genetically modified male mosquitoes with the lethal gene will be released in the environment, when they will mate wild females, M-A-T-E, mate wild females, lethal gene will be transferred to the larva. Lethal gene will be transferred to the larva, and they will fail to develop, and they will fail to develop. But this approach is self-limiting in nature. But this approach is self-limiting in nature. Who is having a remote? Please pass on. Just for a minute, I'll return. Okay. Is self-limiting in nature. That means at regular intervals, thank you. At regular intervals, GM mosquitoes have to be released in the environment. GM mosquitoes have to be released in the environment. For one individual, the average requirement is of, for one individual, the average requirement is of around 150 GM mosquito, 150 GM mosquitoes. Full stop. There is one more approach which is based on, Wolbachia, W-O-L-B-A-C-H-I-A, Wolbachia. It is a bacteria. Found in the guts of the arthropods. It is a bacteria found in the guts of arthropods, and it does not allow replication of the virus in mosquitoes. It does not allow the replication of the virus in the mosquitoes. Full stop. If an uninfected female mates, M-A-T-A-S, mates an infected male, then their larvae do not survive. Next, on the other hand, if an infected female mates with an infected male, or uninfected male, in both the cases, larva will survive, but all such larvae will carry Wolbachia because it is transferred maternally. Full stop. Next, we have to write something about Irnss also, which we have not. Give the heading. Irnss. It has 7 satellites, 3 in 3 in geostationary Earth orbit, and 4 in highly elliptical geosynchronous orbit. These satellites have rubidium-based atomic clocks. Rubidium-based atomic clocks. The accuracy of the navigation system depends on the synchronization of these clocks. They are also synchronized with Bureau of Weights and Measures France, Bureau of Weights and Measures France, which provides universally coordinated time. It is the only navigation system in the world providing services. In L band and S band. Remaining others provide in L band and S band. Remaining others provide only in L band. Because of 12 frequencies, it will be less affected by the changes in the ionosphere. Underline, this is a PT question. Changes in the ionosphere. Next, one more line you should write. As of now, the expected accuracy is of 10 meters and 20 meters. As of now, the expected accuracy is of 10 meters and 20 meters, but in future, it can improve up to 5 meters. Now write GSAT 17. This satellite weighing GSAT 17, this satellite weighing 3477 kilogram. This satellite weighing 3477 kilogram was launched from where? French Guiana, Kourou. By the Ariane rocket. Ariane, Ariane rocket. This satellite has transponders in C-band. S-band, and KU band. Sorry, C-band, extended C-band, there is no KU band. C-band, extended C-band, and S-band, no KU band. Please cut off KU. Next one, GSAT 9. GSAT 9 is also known as what? South Asian satellite. South Asian satellite, launched in May 2017. It has 12 transponders, all of them in KU band. It has 12 transponders. Twelve transponders in Ku band. Out of that, one transponder was given to each of the six countries from South Asia except Pakistan. Next, GSAT 19. It is India's first high throughput satellite. GSAT 19. It is India's first high throughput satellite, that is high throughput, THROUGH, throughput satellite, that is speed of data transmission is many times faster. Speed of data transmission is many times faster than the conventional GSATs. It uses multiple frequencies. It was launched by GSLV Mk3. It is the heaviest ever satellite launched from India. It is the heaviest ever satellite launched from India. Next, National Health Policy 2017. National Health Policy 2017. Now listen here. One more important area, although we have discussed, but some new points I will be adding, is net neutrality. Net neutrality, the principles of net neutrality I will be talking about. I will not talk anything else. Opinion, analysis, no, not at all. This is not the time. See, net neutrality, yes, just a brief backdrop. TRI has given the guidelines, but these guidelines are advisory in nature. You know, guidelines, their problem. They are advisory in nature. They are not binding in nature. As of now, till date, we don't have any law for net neutrality in the country. That is the fact. Now, what are the principles of net neutrality? First principle is what? No data throttling. Throttling means you should not slow down. Paid prioritization, no. Paid prioritization means you are not being slowed down, but your opponent's speed has been increased. Throttling. Throttling means blocking you from accessing the services. This is principle number 3. Fourth, no deep packet inspection. My engineers, deep packet inspection means, I will explain it in layman's manner. Please don't feel offended. Like someone has given you an envelope, but you are not supposed to open it, isn't it? You are supposed to carry it and give it to the person. But because of just curiosity, you have opened that envelope. So similarly, when the company which is supposed to carry your packets of information goes for analyzing what is the content, that is what we call as deep packet inspection. And it is also not allowed anywhere. Non-discriminatory access. Non-discriminatory access means, I have told you earlier, like for example, you have downloaded GS Mentors app, and you have downloaded some other institute's app as well on your device, XYZ. So if you are opening GS Mentors app, then the speed which they are giving for GS Mentors, the same speed they should give for some other institutes as well. If it is there, then there is no discrimination. Last, there should be absolute transparency. So no blocking, no throttling, no paid prioritization, no deep packet inspection, then absolutely no discrimination when it comes to accessing the services, and last but not the least, absolutely transparency. This is it. That beyond this will not be going into anything into what we call this. Now some other aspects. Some other aspects is, yes, Rafale deal. No, we are not talking about Rafale deal. Rafale deal, because we don't know the price and all that, so how can we comment? The thing is, Rafale, when they will be delivered? 2019. How many they are going to deliver? 36. Excellent. But the question is, what is the missile that is going to be used here? Meteor. Very good, excellent. And the other is Mica. These are the two missiles for Rafale. Meteor. देखो अब सवाल निकल कर आ गया ना. हाँ. अब वो आपसे ये थोड़े पूछेगा कितने ले रहे हैं 36, पहले कितने ले रहे थे 126. कौन सी तारीख को एग्रीमेंट हुआ? Meteor is beyond visual range air-to-air missile. This is again a possible question. Mica is also beyond visual range air-to-air missile. Mica and Meteor both are air-to-air, as the name itself suggests, but at times, depending upon the need, Mica might be air-to-land, because it's an aircraft base, so it is going to be air-to-land. As you know, a Rafale is MMRCA, Medium Multi-Role Combat Aircraft. That means both air-to-air and air-to-land. So therefore, it is going to have missiles which will be able to strike down from air to land. That's it. Otherwise, it will not. We will not be using medium multi-role. Then we will call it MRC, medium, then combat aircraft. That's it. So if it is MMRCA, that is medium multi-role combat aircraft. Now listen here. Now tidbits have started. Rustam. How many versions of Rustam? 3. Excellent. 3. 3 is the right answer. Rustam 1, Rustam 2, then Rustam 3. H. Rustam comes under the category of what? Male. Medium altitude, long endurance. Allow me to complete, isn't it? Medium altitude, long endurance means somewhere around 22,000 feet. Can operate from 12 hours to 24 hours at a stretch. Okay, this one is surveillance. This one is also surveillance. But this one is combat UAV. Combat UAV means it will be able to fire the missiles. That means it is being compared. No, it is not. That means, I will rephrase my sentence. Rustam 2 has been compared with what we call as Predator of US. And Predator and Reaper were the UAVs of US which were used in Afpak region. That is Afghanistan, Pakistan. So that is Rustam. When Rustam, listen here, when Rustam is used for surveillance purpose, it uses as SAR technology. What is SAR? Synthetic aperture radar technology. We have discussed synthetic aperture radar is like your eyes and the brains, and it helps in generating a very high resolution image, and that high resolution image is provided on real-time basis. Okay, so that is Rustam for you. Just listen. Besides Rustam, there is one thing. There is INS, come on, Kiltan. One question definitely be there. If you say Kamorta, if you see Kiltan, if you see Kavarati, if you say Khambat, these are all the names of the islands of Lakshadweep. Anti-submarine warfare ships of the country are named after the islands of Lakshadweep. So you will not take any name, I'm requesting, I always, which is based on the name of the islands of Lakshadweep as a Scorpion submarine, because they're also alphabet K is there. So Komorta, Khambat, Kavarati, Kiltan, and one more is left. They all are anti-submarine war ships. Now listen here, why I'm discussing it. It is developed under Project 28. That is also not the reason I'm discussing it. It is the first ever stealth anti-submarine warship developed in the country. And it is known as silent killer, because if it is stealth, it has to be silent killer. Is this clear? So Lakshadweep Island anti-submarine warship. Now listen here. When we talk about a Scorpion class submarine, in those Scorpion class submarine also there is word alphabet K, not word, that they use Karanj, Kalvari, but none of them is having the name of the Lakshadweep. They are manufactured under Project 75, point number 1. They are equipped with air independent propulsion, point number 2. This all of you know, so therefore this won't be asked. They will be asking the missiles used on Scorpion class submarines. There the missile used on Scorpion is Exocet. No marks for guessing. Exocet is a French missile. I will not give the reason why it is a French missile. Do I need to give the reason? I don't have to, because Scorpion is a French submarine. Other than Exocet, listen here. Scorpion submarines or this Kalvari also uses torpedoes. So torpedoes and all that is Scorpion submarines. Listen here. There is one more, Sujay, S-U-J-A-Y. Sujay means great victory. When the alphabet S is there as the first one, this is not a very right way, isn't it? But PT, you have to come with some formula. Then you are going to choose as offshore patrol vessel. If it is Samarth, if it is Shur, if it is Sujay, if any such name is there, then it is offshore patrol vessel. Sujay is the latest, I'm not saying first, it is the latest offshore patrol vessel which has been inducted into Indian Navy. Is this clear? That's it. Abhi story is not over. Then there is Prosipna, P-R-O-S-I-P-N-A. What is Prosipna? All of you know. If someone doesn't know, that's a very bad sign. All of you have heard about it. No problem. It is the other name for Nag. अब क्या फायदा? इसीलिए शायद आप लोग क्लास में आज भी आए हैं. ठीक है. Prosipna is an anti-tank missile. Nag, same thing. Nag, what is the range? 4 to 7 kilometers. It is fire and forget. It uses navigation system. It uses infrared sensors. And you know one thing, its infrared sensors can give the competition best in the world. They can detect a temperature difference of 0.1 degrees Celsius. That obviously, this is how it will enable them to find out the target, because if there is a tank, tank is going to be an engine. Engine means heat loss means temperature difference. That is how it is going to work. Other fire and forget are Nirbhay, BrahMos, but none of them is anti-tank missile. Now listen, these are now tidbits. Shekhatkar committee, now tell me, is on what? Obviously, economy related option you will all eliminate, because I have got nothing to do with economy when I'm teaching with you. It is, I'm discussing defense right now. So Shekhatkar committee is, listen now, please allow me, request. Shekhatkar committee, its report has not been made public. So that's a good thing. You don't have to go for any other option like this. But it was having two mandates. How to enhance combat capabilities. Again, today we were having a front page news in one of the newspapers. We don't have some of the equipments. And the number of equipments is such that we can't even fight a 10-day war. So that is combat capabilities. That's what we are talking about. It's there in front page, I think in Indian Express today or in Hindu, either of the two is there. Second thing is rebalance the defense expenditure. Rebalance the defense expenditure means how we use the limited resources for going off for state-of-the-art rather than obsolete technologies. That is rebalancing the defense expenditure. That is Shekhar Committee. Listen here, story is not over. SAW, SAW. What is SAW? SAW is India's first glide bomb. That is a smart anti-airfield weapon. Developed jointly by DRDO, Indian Air Force, and one more, Research Center Imarat. Don't worry, I'll give the details of it. What is glide bomb? Actually, in conventional sense, if this is the bomb, it has to be dropped directly. And obviously, if you have to drop it like this, you need to enter into the airspace of the enemy. And obviously, they will also be ready with anti-aircraft missiles over there. So in this case, in glide bomb, you won't be entering the airfield of the enemy. You will drop it here. And gradually it will move like this. Can cover a distance of 70 kilometers, 70. And strike the target. So obviously, it is not randomly falling anywhere. It will also be having something we call as something which is resembling fire and forget. Means navigation system will be employed over there to guide this bomb. Fine. And then just one more here. Yes. There is this fast breeding technique. Fast breeding technique is for what? Wheat. Now, what do we mean by this fast breeding technique, which all of you have read in your current affairs, wherever you have read? Increasing the productivity or increasing the number of cycles in the same time? Answer is one of the two. Number of cycles. You are not increasing production per unit area. You are increasing the number of crops in that area per unit year. Actually, this was used by NASA. वो करते हैं, हमें याद करना पड़ता है. They were able to grow wheat on International Space Station. Now, on International Space Station, you don't have soil, no way. So they use hydroponics or aeroponics. Hydroponics means all the nutrients are made available in water. Aeroponics in air, like that, not in like normal sense. And they were able to grow wheat. How? By using artificial light. And by using that artificial light, they were successful in initiating early reproduction. Early reproduction means pollination. Means the time span which is general there in the normal circumstances in a wheat for pollination, and without pollination there will not be any seed, was shortened. Now this has been used by a group in Australia to develop first ever speed breeding. Speed breeding technique, wheat DS Faraday. So electrical engineers, don't take it another manner. Here Faraday is the first ever speed breeding technique developed wheat, isn't it? And this way, listen here. This way, they were able to initiate early reproduction, means quick maturation. This crop done, another crop, this crop done. So today, if you see in the best of the condition, if you go Punjab, Haryana, or West UP, under the best of the conditions, farmers can have 3 crops in a year. That is the maximum I'm telling you. But here they can have 6 crops in a year. No marks for guessing. For this, they need special greenhouse gases or glass houses for that. There only you can do it. Is this clear? What is the implication? The implication is vertical farming. Means we'll have the labs like this. multiple slabs. On one shelf wheat is growing, on another shelf rice is growing, third other something else, on fourth something else. Vertical farming. Shelf-based farming means on the same area, multiple crops simultaneously are being grown. This here you have to use hydroponics and aeroponics. You won't be using soil and all that in those shelves. That is the speed breeding technique. D.S. Faraday. Remember it. Now there is one more. Smart solar greenhouses. Smart solar greenhouses, listen here, don't get confused. Smart solar greenhouses are not only being used to grow the crops, but they are also producing electricity. They are glass houses, and in these glass houses they have used wavelength specific photovoltaics. Like this is, say, the ceiling, which is transparent, and there they have used this photovoltaic cells in the ceiling. These photovoltaics, wavelength specific, means they will use only certain wavelengths. It will take up blue and green light, rest it will allow for the plant to use. So you are having two birds with one arrow, growing the crop and simultaneously producing solar power as well. Smart solar green houses. Just one more, one-liners. These are all one-liners. Sunlight. What is sunlight? Sunlight is world's most powerful artificial sun. It's a project of Germany. Those people who have attended, almost 99% here have attended the classes. Fusion power. That's it. Artificial sun we have used in the context of the fusion power. International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, LIFE project, ऐसे क्यों देख रहे हो? Laser inertial fusion energy, EAST, experimental advanced superconducting tokamak. Same is the objective of sunlight. The only difference being this time which is being done in Germany. Previously it was done in France or in US. EAST was in China. This is a project in Germany. Sunlight, but this is US piece. It is the most powerful fusion power setup till date. That is sunlight for you. Now please take down. Where were we? National Health Policy 2017. Prior to this, the health policy was adopted in 2002. Prior to this, the health policy was adopted in 2002. The objectives of this policy are, increase health expenditure to 2.5%, increase health expenditure to 2.5%, comma, eliminate leprosy by 2018, Kala Azar by 2017, TB 2025, earlier it was 2030, now it is 2000, HIV 2030, HIV 2030, all right. National Strategic Plan for HIV AIDS. National Strategic Plan for HIV AIDS 2017 to 2024. It was unveiled on 1st December. Why on 1st December? AIDS Day. It was unveiled on 1st December because it is World's AIDS Day. It has two important components. It has two important components. First, sampark, that is those who are left out of the treatment, will be brought under ART. Will be brought under ART. ART has been laid down by WHO. It is a combination of 5 drugs. Out of them, 3 are prescribed. Out of them, 3 are prescribed as per the stage of infection. Next. (90-90-90) in this only. It's an initiative of UNAIDS. It is an initiative of UNAIDS. Under that, of the total, in at least 90%, diagnosis of HIV will be completed. Of those who are infected, 90% will be brought under ART, and of those who are under ART, in at least 90%, infection will be suppressed. Full stop. Now, right. National Strategic Plan for TB Control. It was announced under revised National Tuberculosis Control Program. The first phase was from 2012 to 2017. 2012 to 2017. In that phase, TB was declared a
notifiable disease. TB was declared a notifiable disease. The second phase is from 2017 to 2025. Comma. As a part of this phase, India has joined and TB strategy, and TB strategy. The goals are reduce TB instances by reduce TB instances by 50% and mortality by 75%. Mortality by 75%. Later, the revised target will be, don't write revised, reduce incidences by 90%, and mortality by 95%. Under this program, CB0 will be made available to at least one hospital in each district. CB0, CBNAAT will be made available in at least one hospital of each district to diagnose drug-resistant TB. Because of this, the reporting of drug-resistant TB has increased by, drug-resistant TB has increased by 35%. Next. In 104 districts, TB drugs are given in the form of, fixed dose combinations Badaquilin is also being given. Badaquilin, Bedaquilin is also given to the drug-resistant TB patients. Next, ready-to-use therapeutic food. Ready-to-use therapeutic food scaling up nutrition initiative, recommended a paste of carbohydrate, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals for the children in the age group of 6 months to 6 years. Each 100 gram of this mixture gives 520 to 550 kilocalories of the energy. It is quite common in Africa to fight against malnutrition. It was given in Jharkhand, Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh. It was given in Jharkhand, Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh. Full stop. Continue. After this, what else we have discussed? International Solar Alliance. International Solar Alliance, it is the first ever international body with its secretariat in India. It is the first ever international body with its secretariat in India. It is having 121 countries as its members. These countries lies in the tropics. These countries lies in the tropics and receive sunshine for more than 300 days. Sunlight for more than 300 days. Continue. Countries beyond tropics can also become its members. Countries beyond tropics can also become its members, but they will not have the voting rights. But they will not have the what? Voting rights. The target is to mobilize 1,000 billion dollars and generate 1 terawatt of solar power by 2030. It will also provide training, will also work on storage capabilities and de-risking the investment. Training, storage capabilities and de-risking the investment. It has signed it has signed host country agreement with Ministry of External Affairs. Underline this. Host country agreement with Ministry of External Affairs. That means it has become a juridical personality. It will become a juridical personality, and it will have powers to contract, acquire, and dispose of movable and immovable assets. To contract, acquire, dispose of movable and immovable assets. Full stop. The first ISS summit was held in Delhi. It created a playbook for African governments. It created a playbook for African government, now known as Delhi Agenda. Delhi Agenda, underline. Now known as Delhi Agenda. Now known as Delhi Agenda, which is nothing but narration of the experiences and the success. Narration of the experiences and the success of India in this field. Delhi Agenda. Full stop. The first ISS summit has committed 1.4 billion line of credit. First ISS summit has committed 1.4 billion line of credit to cover solar projects in 1.4 billion line of credit to cover solar projects in 15 countries. Solar projects in 15 countries. Full stop. Now after ISA, what was there? Net neutrality. 6 principles of net neutrality are no data blocking, no throttling, no paid prioritization, Next, no deep packet inspection, no application-based discrimination, How many? 5. 6th, transparency. Next is Nobel Prizes. Nobel Prize in Physics was awarded to Barry C. Barish, B-A-R-R-Y, Barry C. Barish, B-A-R-I-S-H, Barish, Barry C. Barish, comma, Kip as Thorn, Kip, K-I-P, Kip as Thorn, T-H-O-R-N-E. And Rainer Weiss, R-Weiss, W-E-I-S-S, for LIGO and the detection of the gravitational waves. For LIGO and the gravitational detection of the gravitational waves. INDIGO is a consortium of the scientists from India, I-N-D-I-G-O. INDIGO is a consortium of the scientists of India where they present research papers on gravitational waves, where they present research paper on gravitational waves. Gravitational waves. It became a part of Gravitational Wave International Consortium or Committee. Gravitational Wave International Committee. Gravitational Wave International Committee. Full stop. Gravitational waves discovery will have implications on astronomy, especially black holes, will have implications for astronomy, especially black holes, quantum physics, etc. Next, medicine. Nobel Prize in Medicine was awarded to Rosbash. Hall and Young. It's not Young. And Young, for explaining circadian rhythm. Also known as biological clock. They identified the genes, and these genes resulted in the formation of certain proteins, which are responsible for maintaining many schedules, one of them being sleep-wake, sleep-wake, W-A-K-E, sleep-wake. It will help in understanding jet lag. It's J-E-T-L-E-G. Next, Nobel Prize in Chemistry to Frank, F-R-A-N-K, Frank Henderson, and Dubochet, D-U-B-O-C-H-E-T, Dubochet, for cryomicroscopy. cryomicroscopy. That is, they were successful in freezing the frame when a particular change, when freezing the frame, F-R-A-M-E, frame, when a particular change was unfolding. Its significance lies in the fact, that probably there could be some solution to target viruses like that of Zika. Probably there could be some solution to target the viruses like that of Zika. Next is Rafale, not deal. Rafale. It is MMRCA, medium multi-role combat aircraft. Medium multi-role combat aircraft. By 2019, French government will give 36 these aircrafts. By 2019, French government will give 36 these aircrafts. 36 these aircrafts. They will use MICA, M-I-C-A, MICA, and Meteor missiles. Meteor, M-E-T-E-O-R, Meteor missiles. They are beyond visual range air-to-air missile. They are beyond visual range air-to-air missile, but MICA could be air-to-land as well. But MICA could be air-to-land as well. Now, right, Rustam UAV. Rustam 1 is a tactical UAV, can operate for 12 hours. Rustam 1 is a tactical UAV, can operate for 12 hours. Rustam H is larger UAV, which can sustain for 24 hours. Rustam 2 is combat. It has been developed for all the three armed forces. Please underline this. It has been developed for all the three armed forces. Can operate at 22,000 feet. Can operate at 22,000 feet. It is a male. It is a male UAV compared with Predator of USA. Compared with Predator of USA. Next, Shekatkar Committee. Shekatkar Committee. S-H-E-K-A-T-K-A-R. Shekatkar Committee by Ministry of Defense. Remember this. Shekatkar Committee, Ministry of Defense, with 2-point mandate. With 2-point mandate. First, enhance combat capabilities, enhance combat capabilities. Second, rebalance defense expenditure. Next, INS Kiltan. It belongs to Komorta class. INS Kiltan, Kiltan, Kelton. Kiltan. It belongs to Komorta class, Kamorta, Komorta class, which is for anti-submarine warships. It is for anti-submarine warships. It is the first stealth anti-submarine warship. It is the first stealth anti-submarine warship, also known as silent killer. Also known as silent killer. Other members of this class are Kamorta, 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 comma, Kadmat, 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 comma, Kiltan, Kavarati, all named after Lakshadweep Islands. All named after Lakshadweep Islands. Prosipna, Prosipna, Prosipna is anti-tank missile Nag. Is anti-tank missile Nag with a range of 4 to 7 kilometers. It is a third generation missile. It is a third generation missile which operates on the principle of fire and forget. It uses infrared sensors, and satellite-based navigation Next, INS Kalvari, Project 75. Belongs to the Scorpion subcategory of submarines. Belongs to Scorpion category of submarines. Will use torpedoes and exocet. Will use torpedoes and exocet. EXOCET, exocet. Other members are Khanderi, Khandere, Khanderi, Karanj, Next, Sujay, Sujay, Sujay. It is a Samarth class. Offshore patrol vessel. It is a Samarth class offshore patrol vessel. Other members are Shur, Sarthi, Shamak, Shaurya. Next, speed breeding technique. Speed breeding technique. It is inspired by NASA growing wheat in space. It is inspired by NASA growing wheat in space. Wheat in space by initiating early reproduction. By initiating early reproduction. A group in Australia has used speed breeding technique to develop. A group in Australia has used speed breeding technique to develop a wheat variety DS Faraday. A wheat variety DS Faraday. The approach is by using artificial light, reproduction should be initiated with the help of this technique. More crop cycles will be possible in the same time. By using hydroponics, 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 and aeroponics, it will contribute in vertical farming. Next, smart solar greenhouses. Smart solar greenhouses. These are glass houses capable of capturing not only the sunlight, to produce electricity. At the same time, they are used to grow the crops or the plants. In these glass houses, wavelength specific photovoltaics are being used. Full stop. All right. SAW, SAAW, smart anti-airfield weapon. It is a glide bomb or guided bomb developed jointly by developed jointly by DRDO, Indian Air Force, DRDO, Indian Air Force, and Research Center Imarat. Research Center Imarat. Full stop. It has a range of 70 kilometers. It has a range of 70 kilometers. Just one more. ManPads. ManPads. Man portable air defense system. Man portable air defense system. It is a surface to air. It is a surface to air interceptor with a range of 15,000 feet. With a range of 15,000 feet. Full stop. All right, trachoma free status. Trachoma. 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 What is trachoma? Eye infection. On the basis of 2014 to 2017 survey, these are facts I'm not explaining. On the basis of 2014 to 2017 survey, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has declared India trachoma free. Trachoma free. In the surveyed districts, the incidences of trachoma were just, in the surveyed district, the incidences of trachoma were just 0.7%, which is far better than the benchmark set by WHO at 5%, which is far better than the benchmark set by WHO at 5%. All right, next one. 5G 2020 forum. 5G 2020 forum. Comprised of the secretaries from Department of Science and Technology, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Electronics and Information Technology, and Department of Telecom. The targets include capturing India's 50% market, in the next 5 to 7 years, and capturing global market up to 10%. It is also having it is also having a mandate for recommending manufacturing of the handsets, comma, generation of IPRs, and 5G infrastructure, with a target of 10 GB in urban areas, and 1 GB in rural areas. Full stop. What is left now? Bit of a blockchain we'll discuss, but I don't think they will be asking because it's too much in news. First they will go for cool off period for 2 years, then suddenly they will ask. So maybe for my satisfaction and your satisfaction, like see here, Mr. Jaitley, while he was giving his budget speech, please allow me. And I know some of you might be miners as well. Miners means mining bitcoins. Is there anybody? Nahi hai. So sir, can left it. Yes, it's true. One of our students was there. He was mining Ripple, which is one of the cryptocurrency. After months, he got 2 bitcoins. He sold them off and now preparing for civil service. Okay. So it's not that easy. People think, oh, $20,000 for 1 Bitcoin. Every day I will be mining 20s and the 30s. And no, that's not easy. Now listen here. Cryptocurrency is just one aspect of blockchain technology. Yes. Blockchain, obviously, blockchain is very positively seen by our, you can say, official establishment. But regarding cryptocurrencies, we have our own issues. Although there have been some news that RBI is planning its own cryptocurrency, like Venezuela has done and the Marshall Islands have done. Like Japan has legally recognized cryptocurrencies, but China has not. And if you can recall the budget speech of Mr. Jaitley, he has specifically, categorically stated that cryptocurrencies are not legal tender in India. Either it is legal or illegal. I don't think there is anything in between, so semi-legal. It is not like that. So again, one more thing is, like, what is blockchain? Listen here, let me explain it in a generic manner. Purists, please don't feel offended. Okay, I know some purists are there. See, I will give very bad example, crude example, so that you can understand. See, blockchain is nothing but a distributed ledger. It's like this. It's like this. Say, for example, I have given you some material to read. In soft copy version, I have sent it to your mails. Now then you came to know that sir has given all the stuff which is incorrect. And all of you are participants. Now to be participant in blockchain technology, we need to have a software and a server. Software so that we can connect to that server. And when we have that system being installed for connecting into that chain, we become a nodes. So whatever information can enter into that chain will be through nodes. So all of us are the participants in that. All of you are having a dedicated softwares connected with the server. All of you are simultaneously seeing that set of information which I have provided to you. Is this clear? Now one enlightened soul came at a conclusion. We have multiple enlightened souls in our classes, that this information is incorrect. I should edit it. So editing of the information is absolutely possible in blockchain technology, but there is a condition. It is not Wikipedia. No, for God's sake, don't bring Wikipedia. But you can edit that information only in one condition, where all the participants agree. Until unless all the people say thumbs up, you cannot change that information. And that is why blockchain could be a revolutionary thing in governance, eliminating corruption, bringing transparency, improving efficiency. Like, so for example, land records. This is one very big area of corruption, everybody knows, where the official status of the land is being changed from person A to person B. Now, in that case, there will not be files. Some of them are there since 1947, prior to 1947. Actually, what is block? Block, when similar type of information when enclosed, that is a block. Like say land records, one block, financial details, another block, details of the civil servants, another block, isn't it? So this is, and obviously one block, another block, another block. So it becomes a chain of the information. That is what we call as blockchain. Fine. Now, two things here you must know. Addition of information, appending is always on. Appending from where? Append, A-P-P-E-N-D, from the nodes. Change is also possible. Now, say for example, there are two things. There is a situation where the only one of the two set of information is correct. Like say, I have given all the nodes to A, or I have given all my nodes to B. I can give my nodes only to one person, isn't it? How can I give my nodes? Say for example, I have given all my money to A or to B. Now, obviously, I can't say all the money has been given to A and to B as well. Only one set of information is correct. Now, which one will be correct? Actually, the one which will be propagated to the maximum will be considered as the true, the one which will be accepted as the first. So that is one point. Another thing, if there is a conflicting information that I took a class here on, say, last Sunday, somebody is saying, no, sir, you took only on last Sunday. There you have discussed blockchain. And someone is saying, no, sir, you took a class on Friday. And then you discussed blockchain, which we were not able to understand at all. Then which one to be considered as true? That is a conflicting, contesting. In that case, there is a rule known as longest chain rule. Longest chain rule where it will be verified by the maximum number of nodes. It's like this, if we can go for voting. It is like voting in the classroom. Very bad example, where maximum people said, no, sir, it was not Sunday, it is Friday. So that longest chain will be accepted as that. Now listen here. It will have multiple applications. In some countries, blockchain has been used in voting as well. Like in our country, there is a debate. I'm using the word debate. Don't add any other word over there regarding EVMs, which everybody knows. Okay, fine. Whatever is your opinion, keep it to yourself. I'm not asking that. Now, obviously, just to remove that doubt, we can link it with blockchain. That's it. So where all the participants will simultaneously will have the information who has voted for whom. So there should not be any doubt. Obviously, there should not be any doubt regarding any political process, because that creates a perception of about the legitimacy of that thing. That is not a very good thing for any political system. That is also being possible. Now, another thing here is, let me come to cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies, no, they will not be asking whether legal or illegal. The main cryptocurrency is Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, on which principle Bitcoin operates? Proof of stake or proof of work? Experts, miners, it is proof of work. Ripple operate on proof of stake. Ethereum is between public and private, in between. Okay, next operate, NXT operate on proof of stake. What is proof of work? It's like this. So for example, all of you, when that fellow has raised that question, that this information is correct, it's not like you will give you a thumbs up. You will also cross-check whether this information is actually incorrect. And when you will verify, yes, this information is incorrect or correct, this is the work you have done. Actually, you have not done the work. It is your system who has done the work. Now, for that work of your system, you will be rewarded with the cryptocurrency, and that cryptocurrency we call as bitcoins. That is what we call as proof of work. पहले काम करके दिखाओ, पहले verify करो. So you can call, so it is digital mazduri. Yes, it is digital mazduri, but very well paid digital mazduri, isn't it? So that's one point. Whereas in proof of stake, they will be mining. Like, say for example, 3 people were having this thing. 3 were involved in verifying the data. One person was having 10 cryptocurrency. Another was having 5. And another was having, say, 20. So in that ratio, there will be division of the reward as well. Are you getting me? That is proof of a stake. How much you have contributed. It is very much like there were 3 partners. One came with 50% of the capital, another came 30%, another came 20%. So whatever profit will be, it will be divided in that ratio. On this principle, next operate, NXT. Ripple is, again, it is also a cryptocurrency. Next one is Ethereum. These are the prominent ones. So Bitcoin is just one of the examples of cryptocurrency. Now listen here. Bitcoin is the most popular. If I have to ask a question in PT, I will ask this question. What is the graph for the Bitcoin money supply? It is going to be like this. Please, economists. No one is economist? All of you are economists. It's like this. I'm giving you 4 options. Bitcoin money supply, this, 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 this. A, B, C, D. So you can take A. आपको सर option तो दीजिए. A. A is the correct graph for Bitcoin money supply. Means at one point of time it is going to plateau. Why? Because there are only 25 million Bitcoins. So if there are only 25 million Bitcoins, this is not possible. This is absurd, illogical. With time, I am saying it will decline. Here, I am saying it will peak and then will decline. How come money circulation will decline? It has to be there. So, without knowing anything, if you are good in CSET, you could have come to this option. Now, listen here. But what is the date? It is expected that by 1st January 2040, 99.9 or 1% of the Bitcoins will be released. So you can argue, sir, why this graph is slowing down? Actually, I want to discuss one concept with you. In Bitcoins, there is a concept, and now I'm talking Bitcoins. There is a concept known as halving. What is halving? Halving is this. Today, if you are successful in verifying one block of information, and that verified information is integrated into the chain, for that all the verifiers will be rewarded 25 Bitcoins. But this rate of payment will last till the addition of 210,000 blocks. Once this 210,000 blocks are being added, after that the reward will come down to half. That means for the same work, you are going to be rewarded 12.5 Bitcoins. Then again, this rate will be there for 210,000 blocks. Once these 210,000 exhausted, then again it will come down to half. That means for the same work, you are going to be rewarded with 6.25 Bitcoins. So obviously, with time, you will be working more. It is going to be law of diminishing returns, isn't it? And if it is law of diminishing returns, the graph has to be like this. It cannot be the graph. Is this clear? Now, just one more point. There is one more term, cold storage. COLD. Yesterday, I think, or day before yesterday, there was some news. Somebody has lost the Bitcoins, isn't it? So now that theft is also going on. What is the solution?
The solution is cold storage. Like cold storage means offline storage of the bitcoins. It is like DigiLocker. Offline storage, why? Because you don't want that to be changed, the ownership could be changed. And being an illegal thing, government will also not going to be very interested in that case. That's one point, cold storage. There is one more term which will come, Satoshi. What is Satoshi? Satoshi is the smallest unit of Bitcoin. Like we have Paisa, which is the smallest unit of our rupee, isn't it? Similarly, Satoshi, what is the value of Satoshi? 1 Satoshi is equal to 1 by 10 raised to the power 8. Means divide Bitcoin by 10 raised to the power 8, that is equal to 1 Satoshi. So these are few of the terms. This is the graph. Proof of work, proof of stake. Okay, it is a decentralized system. You will say, sir, why we are not accepting it? Actually, there are many issues. It's highly volatile. One fine day, actually, I was watching some program on some news channel. They said 5 years back, if somebody was having 10,000 bitcoins, they could have purchased 4 or 5 pizzas with that. Today, the same 10,000 bitcoins, $150 million. So that's in 5 years. You can calculate the percentage appreciation which has taken place. But how many people are there? Only 4% of the people who are engaged in this, not 4% of the world's population, who are engaged in this are having 95% of the cryptocurrency. Means 96% of the people who are engaged in mining are just having 5% of the cryptocurrencies. So even one of them decides to sell off, there is going to be huge fluctuations over. That's what it happened. Very next day, it came down to $13,000. From $20,000 to $13,000, it's a big drop. Although it has climbed up again. That's one number. Sorry, one reason. Another thing is, it is totally decentralized. There is no role for the central bank. Obviously, you take RBI and all, obviously it hurts their ego as well. How can you have a currency without involving us? So obviously, and it makes sense also, tomorrow again, if we have to go for demonetization, and without RBI, how that is going to be done, isn't it? So that is one point. Again, you are laughing, but don't miss the message. And again, one more thing, you people know it better than me. Every currency is issued against some assets. What are the assets here? No assets here. Another reason why cryptocurrencies, we are still apprehensive, I'm talking only about Indian context, is transaction is of international nature. If you want to go to any store, okay, take my Bitcoin, give me this stuff, this is, we accept credit cards, but no Bitcoin, etc. और हमारे यहाँ तो बहुत से लोगों पर credit card भी accept नहीं होता, isn't it? So that's it. भैया cash है तो आओ. That is one thing. So do you think they will be going for Bitcoins? I don't think so. Fine, that is one more thing. Another aspect is, they could be used for financing crimes if there is no control of the government. Yes, we are in two minds, no doubt. We means we are talking about government. This is speculation. I think one group is in favor within the cabinet. Obviously, cabinet meetings do not come out in public. So it is just another group probably is opposing. So Ministry of Finance appointed a committee. That committee has submitted its report. But again, that report has not been made public. So till that it is not made public, we don't have to worry about it as far as our exam is concerned. Yes, RBI has earlier said that you can engage in cryptocurrencies at your own risk. Then against, obviously, then demonetization and all these things happen. And during that time, the income tax department is also looking for such people who are dealing within cryptocurrencies and all that. So it's like you can say, sir, if government is planning to have its own, then why they are cracking down? Probably, first we will weed out all this. You can say, sanitize it, and then will come our own version or cryptocurrency. One more reason, I don't think it is going to be game changer in India. Anyway, how many people are, again I'm saying, using even plastic money? Forget about the Bitcoins. Forget about Bitcoins. Everybody knows what happened regarding this cashless type of things. People used it during demonetization. You know why they were using it. And obviously the recent reports all of us have read. It is not very encouraging. The cashless transactions have been going on. One reason why most of the people are not is their apprehension regarding the safety. And obviously safety of cryptocurrency is always going to be a question. Theft is always a possibility over there. But then this is more of mains what we are discussing. This is pretty. Okay, fine. So should I dictate or you know it? No, you don't want me to dictate? Oh, that is it. Yes. चलो लिख लो थोड़ा सा जिनको लिखना है नहीं लिखना बहुत अच्छी बात है blockchain technology. It is defined as distributed lasers. It is defined as distributed laser, LEDGER. In distributed laser, which acts like a shared, comma, replicated. Replication is also word. Append only, APPEND, append only. Database where access is shared among participants, and the modification can be done if it is validated by all those who are involved, The participants are required to install and run software. And each participant is a node, network node. The information can enter only through these nodes. When information of similar type is grouped together, that is known as block. When the information of similar type is grouped together, that is known as block. And multiple blocks forms a chain. Each block has a hash code. By knowing that hash code and with the permission of the participants, information can be altered, comma, full stop. In a blockchain system, there is a set of pre-agreed rules for the validation purpose. In case there is a conflicting data, then the one which is adopted first will be accepted. In case of conflicting data, and the one which is adopted first will be accepted. But in case of conflicting block,
There is a rule of longest chain. There is a rule of longest chain. The most discussed upon aspect of blockchain technology is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. The prominent cryptocurrencies are bitcoins, Ripple, 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 NXT, Ethereum, Ethereum. Bitcoins are based on the principle of proof of work, whereas NXT is based on the principle of proof of stake. Full stop. Right, bitcoins. The graph for Bitcoin money supply is this A. The graph of Bitcoin money supply is, draw the first one, is by 1st January 2040, 99.5% of Bitcoins will be issued, and the total number which is fixed is 25 million. Full stop. Next paragraph. Halving, 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 that is, after the addition of every 210,000 blocks, the Bitcoin reward comes down to half. Next, cold storage, that is offline storage of Bitcoins or cryptocurrencies. Next, Satoshi, SHI, Satoshi. It is the smallest unit of Bitcoin. It is the smallest. Mumbai, you are visible. Don't think if you are offline, you are. That is the problem. Technology, no. Now listen here. Satoshi, one smallest unit of Bitcoin. 1 Satoshi is equal to 1 divided by 10 to the power 8. 1 divided by 10 to the power 8. In India, cryptocurrencies are still not the legal tender. Because there is no role for the central bank. Comma. They could be used for financing crimes. Next, all the currencies are issued against some assets.
which is not the case here. Which is not the case here. Full stop. So this was my mandate in the form of updation. Thank you very much.